Hello everyone and welcome to week 14, day 1. So pressing session today. So just starting off with the ball jumps as I normally do. I normally do 8 sets of these, and every week I just try to work on just increasing little bit by little bit. So last time I worked up to 85 inches, which is 7 feet 1. So I thought, okay, today I'm just going to try and improve on that and see if I can reach 7 feet 2. So this is number 6. So number 7 is 6 foot 8. I thought I'll try somewhere roughly in the middle, and then I know if I can get this way, I've only got 6 more inches to do after this. So yeah, here we are, 7 feet 2. And yeah, this was really good. Got this, didn't even stumble. I think my best is 7 feet 4, so I'm getting closer and closer. So hopefully won't be long until I get 7 feet 5, I'm hoping. Okay, moving on now. Axle bar, clean and push press. So for about the first 6 weeks I was doing EMOM sets every minute on the minute, and I would normally have about 3 or 4 warm-ups, but obviously where I'm getting heavy I'm now having 5 warm-ups. I would normally have more warm-ups, so that and I'll try and like go 60, 80, 100, 110. The protocol today, I was doing EMOM, but now I'm doing every 90 seconds. So last week I did every 90 seconds, 8 rounds of that, and I did 122 and a half. So the aim was to do the same again, but this time do 125. So a little warm up here of 110, and then I thought I'd go 120, so that when I go to the 125, it won't be so much of a shock when I get there. Like I say, with overhead, I don't like to do jumps. When it gets heavy, I don't like to do jumps of more than 10 kilos because I find it doesn't usually end well. So did the 120, and I have to say it felt a little bit harder than it should have done. So moving on now. So this is every 90 seconds now. Set number 1, 125 kilos or 275 pounds, just over 19 and a half stone. So yeah, well, I've speeded up the rest times. So last time, basically, the aim was to do 8 sets of these. Set number 2 now. But I have to say, right from the start, it did feel hard, to be honest, and I did start to even question whether I'll even be able to do this second set, to be honest. When I did the 8 rounds of 122, that actually felt quite comfortable, actually. So I'm not quite sure what happened here, but I mean, my food's been alright, but sleep hasn't been great. I think my average sleep has been slightly under 7 hours, which is bad for me. So I don't know whether that was a factor in it as well. But yeah, moving on to this third set. And because the thing is, sometimes when I do these, sometimes they feel hard at first, but then as the sets go on, they do feel a bit easier. So I was fairly confident that I would be able to finish. Notice in between sets I'm having my bananas and orange Lucasade just to try and get the carbs in. So I thought, okay, well if I can do this full set, then I'm halfway there. And manage that. So I'm thinking, okay, this is. I think I might be able to pull this off. It's going to be really hard, but I think I can do this. So set number 5. Here we go. Yeah, I don't know. For some reason, I just wasn't feeling it today. But I thought I'll just try my best just to try and grit through, dig down deep, and just get this done. So was successful with set number 5. Unfortunately, I'm sorry to say I did fail to get 8 sets. Set number 6, and unfortunately this is where it all went wrong. Not quite sure why, to be honest, but unfortunately I did fail this. I think I was just fatigued at this point, to be honest. I just couldn't get my head right, so that was it. But I was dejected, and I just wanted to just walk away with something good. So I had about 3 or 4 minutes rest, and then I went for this 130. And surprisingly, this was actually quite comfortable. Actually, Um, Now my 1 rep max on axle is 133.5, but I thought, okay, I'll try 135. So here we go, take one. So 135 kilos on 298. If I'd have hit this, this would have been a PR. This would have been a personal record, a personal best. I should have been able to get this. The 130 felt quite comfortable actually. I really don't know what happened here. But I nearly had it there, so I actually did have it above my head. I think sometimes it might be a psychological thing, but I thought, okay, give me 5 minutes, I can do this. Take two. I was so sure that I would have this. I don't know what happened, so I thought, okay, so I had a full 5 minutes rest and went back to it. I thought, right, okay, I'm going to have it this time. So attempt number 2. Here we go. Unfortunately, I just lost all power at this point. I just didn't have anything left. The first failure, I think, was just a psychological one. I think once I had it to the chest, I think, because sometimes when I do heavy overhead, sometimes I've got the strength to do it, but sometimes I just talk myself out of it. I'm not sure why. I think it's a mental thing. But when I did the second attempt with 135, that was just a fatigue thing. I think I just lost all my power. That's why I didn't go for a third attempt. Because there has been times before where I've failed the first attempt and then I've got it on the second attempt. And I was so sure I'd get it. Like I say, the 130 was quite comfortable, so the 135 I should have had it, but I just don't know what happened there. But I will have it next time, I promise. Right, moving on now to the close grip axle bench press. So the rest of the session actually went quite well, actually. So with these axle bar bench presses, I'm basically just doing 3 sets, 8-5-3. So this is the third set now, so we've dropped to 3 reps, 130 kilos. This was actually supposed to be my final set, but I was feeling good and I wanted to go above 300 pounds, so I did an additional 4th set, 137.5 kilos, 303 pounds for 3 reps. Notice I'm not using any elbow sleeves or wrist wraps as well, and a thumbless grip as well. Pausing on the chest, trying to be like Eddie Hall. And yeah, that was hard, but I probably could have done another rep, maybe even 2, so quite pleased with that. So moving on there to the axle bar press behind the neck. For the first block I wasn't using any back support, but for this second block I'm using back support, and obviously with back support you can lift a bit more. So last week I did 3 sets of 8, so I've now dropped to 4 sets of 6. So the volume is the same, but the reps have decreased slightly. And yeah, these were feeling really good. I really like seated presses behind the neck. I do find that it does help with my bench press. About 15 years ago, I used to be really good at bench press. I could bench press about 375, 380 pounds. And one of the things that really did help, I think, was the press behind the neck. I used to do press behind the neck a lot, and it was a big support of bench press. A favourite of Ted RCD, first man to bench 700 pound. So this is the 4th and final set, and it was supposed to be 80 kilos, but the 77 felt good, so I went for 82.5. This was hard, but did manage to do it. So I think next time I'll be dropping down to 5s. But yeah, this press behind the neck is slowly coming along. So other than the axle bar, the workout was actually quite good. Afterwards, I did the rowing machine for conditioning. It was supposed to be 4 sets of 500 metres, and to try and do each one in under 145, but I failed on the third up. It took me 152, so the third set was a failure, so I stopped at 3. But I will get it at some point. So after that I did dead hangs as well, just 30 seconds, but with a thumbless grip and no chalk. With the dead hangs I don't always push it, depends how I feel. The 30 seconds wasn't to failure, I could have gone more. I mean, I did 65 seconds the other day, so. But I always like to finish on some dead hangs sometimes. If I don't do grip in the workout, I'll add dead hangs. I'll try and get gripping every workout if I can. Okay, so that's the end of the video, and a bittersweet ending really, to be honest. Did well on the bench press, did well on the press behind the neck. Axle not so good, but I'll try and repeat that workout, and next time I'll try and make sure that I get it this time, and hopefully there's no failures. I just need to improve my balance and just make sure that my head space is right when I have that weight on the chest, and I'll get it.